Welcome back to CBC News Sunday Night. This week, we learned about a big mix-up at the BBC, a case of mistaken identity. You see, a technician named Guy Goma showed up at the BBC for a job interview, and he was waiting at a reception. At the same time, at another reception, another guy, technology expert Guy Cooney, was waiting to be interviewed live on air. Well, guess what happened next? A producer took the wrong guy to a studio thinking he was the pundit. Here's what happened next.
So what does this all mean for the industry and the growth of music online? Well, Guy Cooney is the editor of the technology website News Wireless. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Were you surprised by this verdict today?
I'm very surprised to see this verdict to come on me, because I was not expecting that. When I came, they told me something else, and I'm coming. You got an interview there, so it's a big surprise anyway.
A big surprise.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, a big surprise. Now, but after the initial surprise, the interview went on, and Guy Goma, the technician, went on to do quite well, very well. In fact, his pundit-like performance got us thinking, I hope that guy turns into a celebrity. He's great. Can anyone be an instant expert, and would you, the viewer, notice the difference? Well, would we notice the difference in the media? We hit the streets to find out, and to add a little twist to all this, we tossed a real expert into the bunch. Can you spot the real pundit?
Do you know what pundits are?
No, what's a pundit?
You know what? I'll be frank, I don't know what the pundit is.
You mean the talking heads?
So do you listen to pundits?
Sure.
Tune in or you tune out?
I tune in.
Most of the time I try to tune out.
I tune in. I find all human nature quite interesting. I mean, if they're, I guess, attractive or intelligent, then I'll listen to them.
Well, I think I tune in for the first 5 minutes, and then afterwards I don't really have to watch it, do I?
I tune out, absolutely. They don't know what they're talking about.
There's a lot of people who make their living doing it, and eventually they run out of things to say, and it gets very repetitive.
Do you think you could be a pundit?
If I know what it means.
I'm sure there's some topics I could pontificate on at great length.
Anybody could be a pundit.
All right. Well, have a seat on our pundit chair.
On the pundit chair.
All right. Very pundit-like. Cannes Film Festival just passed and Da Vinci Code was released there. Do you think that was a good venue for it?
I don't see why not. The Cannes Film Festival has been traditionally a place where big movies, blockbusters, and not so famous movies have come out for a premiere. Why wouldn't they do it there? It's a Ron Howard film, it's a Tom Hanks film, it's a film that has buzz just based on a book that was written. You know, why wouldn't they go there?
What is the most exciting thing that happened in Hollywood recently?
Recently, I understand that Paris Hilton was caught outside a Los Angeles nightclub with an ex-friend of hers who actually outed her for using the N-word. And apparently the two of them are quite chummy again, but he was bad-mouthing Lindsay Lohan.
Where do you think the BlackBerry technology is heading next?
Globally, without a doubt. And I think that a lot of people forget that BlackBerry is not just email. There are a lot of different services they can get out of it. You get instant messenger now. You can read attachments. You can preview work concepts, like if you work in an ad agency or something.
Well, I think the BlackBerry is kind of obsolete. I think it sort of had its moment in the sun. And what you're going to see now is really more multimedia and even internet-type cell phones, where rather than relying upon BlackBerry, which is very expensive, you'll have cheap knockoffs, like the way the Chinese have created the RedBerry.
It's a phenomenal product, I think, particularly down here in the Bay Street area for people who want to stay informed at all times. And let's face it, I think just about everybody in all kinds of different walks of life are using BlackBerry. I think BlackBerry and, as I said, the like products will continue to expand.
A recent vote in the parliament on the Afghanistan mission, and Michael Ignatieff sided with the Conservatives. Were you surprised about that?
Of course not. Michael Nashi has always had a lot of ties to the Conservatives, and when the issue was brought up, we all pretty much knew where he was going to lean.
Not really. He's always been an advocate of kind of muscular power in foreign policy. He was an early supporter of the Iraq War, so the fact that he would side with Harper on that. Not at all. Didn't surprise me at all. No.
Anything that's surprising you in Hollywood right now?
Nothing surprises me anymore out of Hollywood.
All right, so who's the real pundit? Well, we're not
Who's
going to
getting the
tell
big
you
bucks?
until the end of the show. That's called keeping you with us till the end of the show to see if you're right, if you picked the right person. I think this may have spawned a new reality show. Pick a bunch of people, have one expert, and say, okay, who's the fake?
You know what? The thing is, who is the expert anymore? And this is the whole thing. I was talking to my wife about this earlier, and she's like, every day they've got a new expert who contradicts another expert. And so being an expert on something, what makes an expert? And those people sounded pretty good to me, but only one of them is paid the big bucks.
I've often described our job as knowing a